This is a Whoville live broadcasting. Viewer discretion is advised. Please proceed at your own risk.
Hey guys, this is Gracie Luhu here. I'm doing the digital art and Q&A as I promised. If I sound tired, it's because I am. It is 9:45 at the time I'm recording this. So I am exhausted, but I'm still gonna push through and do this anyways. So I said I wanted to do a Q&A, and I finally got around to it. So I have a notebook full of questions that I just randomly found. Or that I got from YouTube. So, let me grab it. Alright, I got it right here. But before I do that, I just kind of want to give you guys an update. So, the past few weeks have been pretty good. Every day's been pretty much the same. Just get up, farm work, chores, homework, and then go to bed. And that's pretty much it. But, oh well, it could be worse. January, it has been exciting though. I mean, Eve Connect's pretty exciting. We did a Nerf war on January 19th. And it was pretty fun. It was the first time I got to go back in a month because of the cold weather. So it was nice to see everyone again. Let me think. What else? I can't really think of anything else that happened out of the ordinary. No, I can't think of anything. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. And I appreciate the comments that I've been getting on my Bible study that I've been uploading. It means a lot to me to know that people out there are actually reading it and are actually thinking about it. And they're actually letting it sink in, if that makes any sense. So I appreciate that a lot from you guys. And even all the support that I've been getting from this, I know I haven't been doing this, I think 2 months, close to, something like that. But the support I've been getting on this is amazing. Especially from my parents. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, like I've said. And my parents are supporting me right there because they're always asking me if I uploaded. And I keep telling them no because the shorts that I uploaded last week, my dad had asked me the night before if I'd posted them, and I said no. And he said, "How long has it been since you last posted them?" And I said, "Over a week." And he looked at me and he said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you better get to work." So I got them uploaded. All 9 of them. So, yeah, okay. Let me get to my questions. Okay. So, I don't know. I'm going to probably go down through and do these at random. I don't know how else to do it. But these are ones that were on websites that I jotted down. I don't remember them. So, I guess we'll find out what they say. And disclaimer, I was going to do, if any of you know what Wired is, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, Wired is an interview where they ask celebrities, actors, actresses, musicians, whatever, the Google's most searched questions. And I was going to do an animation of that, but I didn't realize how many frames a 5-minute or a 5-second clip would take. It takes almost 100 frames for it to look really good, and I was not doing that. I'm sorry, I have dedication issues, if you couldn't tell. So, okay. We're gonna get into this. My update did not take as long as what I thought it would. Okay. Let's pick one at random. Okay. The greatest challenge you faced in the past... Oh, what is the greatest challenge you've faced in the past month? So before I answer that, I have 3 categories. What is, serious, and pick one. So I'm starting with the what is. So, greatest challenge I've faced in the past month. Can't really think of a challenge that I've had this month. Oh, I know what it is. Keeping up with my, drawing challenge. I am not going to be doing one of those for a long time. For those of you out there who can keep up with it daily or keep up with it every other day, bravo. Because I do not know how you do it. I was so tired and I was so unmotivated. I was so bored. I really didn't want to do it anymore and I wanted to give up, but I decided to keep going. So I got it done because I just didn't want to leave it. Yeah, so. Okay, one thing you are unbeatable at. I don't know. I mean, I honestly think I'm not the greatest at everything. I don't think I'm particularly good at anything I can't be beat at, or, yeah, can't be beat at. I don't know. I mean, there's things that people are probably better at than me. Everything that I do, there's people that are better at it, like drawing. You guys are a lot better than I am, because you guys have been doing this a lot longer. Ooh, I know what I can be unbeatable at. I'm unbeatable at being me. That was awful. Yeah, that's really the only thing I can think of. I try to be me. I've learned over the past 6 months that being me is okay, and I shouldn't let anyone else decide who I am. So I've been working on it, and I think I've gotten a lot better than what I was, because with Youth Connect that I've been going to, I used to only be around kids once a year, whenever I'd go to camp during the summer, and that was only for a week. And for the rest of the year, I wouldn't be around kids my age. But this 2023 changed. I started going to a Youth Connect that I've been telling you guys about 5 minutes down the road, and there's been kids there. They're amazing. If you're watching this, you know who you are, and thank you. You guys they've boosted my self-confidence so much and improved how I look at myself. So it's been amazing. So thank you. And by the way, we're real quick on this drawing. I had a comment that said that they thought this was a devil fruit. I have no idea what a devil fruit is, so if one of you could tell me, if one of you knows what it is, please let me know, because I was so lost, and I don't feel like Googling it. I don't really like Google. So, sorry. I mean, Google, yes, sometimes it can be great, but Google can be a very bad place, especially if you have high anxiety and you think something is wrong with you. Like, if your eye starts twitching, you Google it, and it comes up with, like, symptoms like you have cancer or you're having a stroke, and then it makes your anxiety just awful. So that's one thing that I don't like about Google. Next one. An album that you recommend that has no bad songs. I know this one easily. So, for King and Country, I will recommend any of their albums. For King and Country is one of the greatest bands of all time. They're pretty much all I listen to. I only listen to them and League of Legends every now and then. But For King and Country is the main one that I listen to. For King and Country is so great. I've been listening to them ever since I was 12, 13 years old. I love them so much. I'm getting off topic here. Okay, so the album that I would recommend of theirs is their newest one. What Are We Waiting For? The deluxe album, because they released it, I think sometime in November, I think. But Better Man was on there, and that was really good. And I know there was another song that they added on there, but I can't remember what it was. But yes, I do recommend you listen to that. And if you've never listened to For King Country, go do it. They're great. You are not going to regret it. They have something for everybody. And another album, Journey to Bethlehem, the soundtrack. There is not one bad song on that. All their songs are great. Whenever I first heard of it, For King Country, one of the brothers on there, Joel, he was going to be in the movie, and it popped up on their Instagram. And I, of course, follow them on Instagram. And I saw it, and it said, surprise, Unsung Hero is not the only movie we've been working on. And it showed a behind the scenes of the movie, and I thought, what is this? And I looked up the trailer, and it looked so good. And the soundtrack came out on my birthday, actually. And so I was really excited to listen to that. I had stayed up until midnight waiting for it to drop, and I downloaded it. And then I was going on a trip the next day, and I listened to it, and the music from there was so good. It was great. And then a month later, I got surprised. My grandma took me to see the movie in theaters whenever it came to our local theater, and I was so excited. I have I have the movie theater tickets on my corkboard because it was great. That movie exceeded my expectations. If you have not watched it, it is a very family-friendly movie. It's not an entire musical, but it does have music in it. and it really drives the story. And I'm gonna let you know, the movie does not seem that long, but it actually is. It was an hour and 40 minutes, I think, and it actually felt like it was like 30 minutes long because the story went that fast. But it was great. The music, the dancing, the acting, great. Go watch it if you haven't. This is not sponsored, by the way. I hope you know that. So, okay, moving on. Okay, let's see. The most random word you know in another language. I don't know what it would be. I don't really know a lot of languages. Yes, I am in school. Yes, I am in high school, but I haven't really taken any languages yet. My homeschooling is different. I'm homeschooled, so I can choose whatever classes I want to do and do it that way, and I have not chosen languages yet. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Okay, there is one that I know. I'm trying to think of it. It's been a while. Oh, je t'aime. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering that word right now. But je t'aime means I love you in French. And, I think it's je t'aime le Paris, which means I love you, Paris. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am. But it was the only reason why I remember that is because for anyone who was an American Girl fan, I was a huge American Girl fan growing up, and I'd always wanted one of their dolls. Now, my family didn't make much, and one of their dolls, especially their Girl of the Year doll, was $120. Now, 2015 rolls around, and before they had Isabel, the dancer, and I'd wanted her, but the next year they came out with Grace Thomas. Grace Thomas was a baker that traveled to Paris to help her aunt and uncle with their new baby. And I saw her, and the moment I saw her, I fell in love with that doll. Not only did we have the same name, but she was amazing. And she looked a lot like me at the time. I kid you not. I look so different now, but me and her looked exactly the same whenever I got her. And, well, I should say whenever I wanted her. I did get her. For Christmas that year, I was surprised on Christmas morning by my grandma and grandpa with Grace Thomas, the doll. I think that is the only time I have ever cried whenever I got something. But I got that, I got her main accessories, and I got her first book. And I actually have all 3 books. It took me a while to get all of them, but I did get all 3. The first one came with the doll. The second one I got whenever I was in Florida at a Books A Million, the first time I went there. Destin, Florida, Books A Million. We were going by there, and we stayed in there for about an hour. Bookstores are my safe place, so of course I had to go in. But I went in there and they had the second book, and I decided to get it. And I read that. And the third one I got whenever I was in school. Yes, I used to go in school until 4th grade. I got pulled out because I was being bullied, but that's not the point. One of my really good friends I was in school, she had brought money and I didn't, and it was the last day of the book fair, and they had the third book, and I was wanting it so bad. And I mentioned it, and I didn't want her to get it for me because I didn't want to waste her money, or at least this is how I remember it. And she ended up surprising me with it after the book fair was over, and I was so happy. She was a really great friend. I wish I could see her. I haven't seen her in 8-9 years. So the last time I was in school, 8-9 years. So it's been a while. But okay. I'm getting off topic. Okay, what was the question? Oh, okay. Let's see, what else? The strangest thing you've ever eaten. Okay. This was strange, but it was good. It was a little, okay, I wouldn't say little. It was on the inside it was a grape. It was about 2 times bigger than a regular grape, and on the outside it was really hairy. So me and my mom like to try different fruits sometimes. We tried I'm trying to think of the name. We had dragon fruit, papaya, that's the one that I'm thinking of. And then that one, I don't remember the name of it. It wasn't a kumquat, but I don't remember what it was. But it was great. And it would hold me over until lunch. I'm not kidding. It was good. I could have a couple of those for breakfast and I was good to go until later that day. But I highly recommend that you try it. And even if not, just try different fruits or vegetables. I mean, they're great. I personally love fruits and vegetables. A lot of you are probably thinking I'm insane right now. This is probably where I lose a lot of my followers. But I don't care. I am unafraid to be me. I am unbeatable to be me. No one can beat me at that. Okay, moving on. The last piece of advice you've been given. Okay, this is given to me by a friend. I do remember this. It was at a birthday party, and we were standing outside talking, and I told him that I was afraid because my childhood really flew by. And I told him, I said, now that I'm an adult, I said, it scares me because I feel like my childhood wasn't the greatest, and now it's gone. And he looked at me and he smiled and he said, think of it this way. He said, think of it as not as your childhood ending, but your adult life beginning. And that kind of hit me. And it kind of made me think about it for a little bit. And I still think about it. Because that was a very good piece of advice. For anyone who's turning to be an adult, don't think of it as like your childhood is ending. Think of it as your new life is beginning. And I mean, because it really is, because you're going to have a whole lot more of opportunities now than what you did as a child. But anyways, okay, we got 9 minutes left. Okay, I'm going to go on to the pick one because I can fly through these. I'm just going to go through the list. Okay, I'm going to try to speed run these. And on to the serious ones, I'll see if I can slow down. Okay, coffee or tea? I'm a tea person. Used to drink coffee. Can't do it. Makes me shake. Cats or dogs? Dog person. I love dogs. I love cats. I love dogs, but I am more of a dog person. I've always wanted a husky or a French bulldog. I love dogs. Matinees or opening night movies? Matinees, because they're not near as crowded. I don't like being around a lot of people in big crowds. Introvert or extrovert? You should know this by now, but just in case you don't, it's an introvert. Podcast or music? Music. I love making stories to go with music. Disney World or Universal Studios? Universal Studios, 100%. Never think twice about it. Growing up, I did want to go to Disney World, but now, Universal Studios. Mainly so I can go to Hogsmeade. I want to go to Hogsmeade. Just throwing that out there. Avenger or Justice League? It is going to be an Avenger. I am an Avenger. I have never watched a DC movie. Just because I am that loyal of an Avengers fan. So, yeah. I've seen almost all the movies. Watched almost all the shows. I'm working on watching them in order right now. So, train or plane? Never flew on a plane. Never rode on a train. Don't want to go on a plane, and I don't really want to go on a train. But between the two, I'd rather do a train. Cook or do the dishes? Okay. So, I like both. You're going to call me weird. I like doing both because it gives me time to think. But I really like cooking. So, it'd probably be cooking. Ghost hunting or Bigfoot hunting? I am a really big fan of the unknown, of like the paranormal and Bigfoot and mythical monsters. But, I mean, ghosts, I don't think it's, this thing that I have is I think they're real, but they're not. I mean, demons, yes, I do believe it's demons impersonating people that were alive. So it'd probably be Bigfoot hunting. So, because there's too much proof for Bigfoot to be real. There's so much proof, I mean, it's impossible for him not to exist. Okay, clowns or mimes? Mimes. I hate clowns. I cannot emphasize on that enough. Clowns terrify me. The It movie ruined them for me. My dad made me sit down and watch it. The old one and parts 1 and 2. And it was the first chapter. Me and my brother were watching it. My brother is one of the big bulky dudes that you think never gets terrified of anything. We were literally holding each other and crying throughout the last 5 minutes of it. That's the only part we watched. And then my dad made me watch it by myself with him. So, yeah. Never again. Dating apps or meet by chance? Meet by chance, because what I believe in, you will meet your soulmate by chance. If you want to do a dating app, great for you, just be careful. But, me personally, it's meet by chance. Be loved or be feared? That's actually a really good question. I mean, I know not everybody's gonna love me, and I'm fine with that, because not everybody's gonna like me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, I don't know, that's to be decided, and it definitely ain't gonna be feared, but it's not gonna be loved because I know that ain't gonna happen. Family by blood or found family? I guess it depends on how you grew up. I mean, I have an amazing family. I have an amazing mom and a dad and a grandma. I haven't had a grandpa for 7 years, so we're just not gonna go into that. But I have found family. I have a lot of found sisters and brothers. So I have one. I actually have 3. They're my soul sisters, as I call them. I met them at camp a few years ago, and we still stay in touch. And I love them so much. And then I have my found brother. He lives a couple hours away from me, and I only see him once a year. and hopefully that'll change. But he's like my little brother. I've always wanted another little brother, and he kind of filled that slot. So he's my little brother. I love him to death. I love all of them to death. Okay. Book or movie? Book. I cannot emphasize this enough. Book, book, book. I am a book lover. The book is always better than the movie. They leave so many details out of the movie. Read the book. I actually, for example, I really wish I would have read the Harry Potter books before I watched the movies, because there's so much that they left out and so much that it spoiled for me in the books. So, read the books. I was prepared, though. I haven't watched it yet. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I got my mom the book for her birthday last year, and she let me read it. So I'm prepared to watch the movie. I know it's gonna happen. So, I'm ready. Okay, pineapple on pizza or no pineapple? Where I lose a lot of subscribers again. I don't have that many, but still. Pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. Don't know why. I'm just weird. Free college or free healthcare? With what I'm needing to do, it's gonna be free college. I'm gonna be a veterinarian, so free college, definitely. Healthy food or junk food? Healthy food. I love healthy food more than I like junk food. Yes, I do like ice cream, but the only kind I really like is vanilla. Unless it has Kit Kats in it. That's my downfall. But yes, I would rather eat healthy food. Sushi or hibachi? Don't know if I said that right. Sushi. I've always loved sushi, and everybody in my family calls me weird because I'm the only one that likes sushi. I make sure that it's not completely raw, though, because you can eat like raw crab and not get sick from it, but they do boil it. I found that out. So, sushi, definitely. Save the day or save yourself? Save the day, because I try to be a selfless person, and honestly, I thought about this many times. I would give my life for anyone. So, or I would save anyone, even if it meant losing myself. So, get fired or get dumped? I've heard people tell me stories about getting dumped. I've never been in a relationship, never dated anyone, so maybe that'll change, hopefully.
Okay, so I am just now realizing this. I recorded a very embarrassing part, and it is the next day after I filmed it, and I didn't want to put it in here, so I deleted it and removed it, and so, yeah.
Talk to a deceased loved one for 1 hour or a pet for 1 year? Deceased loved one, my grandmother. My great-grandmother. My great-grandmother was my best friend, and she died November 28th, 2020. And I went through a very hard time after that. I was depressed. I didn't want to do anything. And I was done. So I would really love to have her back so I could say goodbye. Because the last time I saw her was a month before she died, and she's in a nursing home. So I was in a hospital gown and a mask and a hairnet and shoe covers. And it wasn't the same. So I would love to see her again for an hour. Time travel 20 years into the future or the past? I don't want to see what the future is going to look like in 20 years, so it's definitely going to be the past. I would love to go back 20 years ago so I'd see what it was like whenever... Actually, I wouldn't have been born yet. I would get to see what it was like before I was born. Woohoo! Okay, ghosts or aliens? Aliens. My grandpa got me into the unknown stuff whenever I was little. I remember the first episode that got me into it was Mothman. I loved Mothman. So, that got me started. I think it was, Monster Quest. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's really cool. They do scientific dives into it and use scientific evidence to prove if the creatures are real or not. And I'm pretty sure they did prove Mothman was real. So, I suggest you go watch that. It was real good. Okay, I got through the pick ones. I'm gonna have to do 3 parts to this, which means I'm doing more drawings. Great. That's wonderful. I'm gonna do it, though, so... I told you guys I was gonna pick the top 5, and I asked for any suggestions, but there's some of these that I love so much, and I do want to do them. So, and there's gonna be a few extra drawings that I add into one section. There's gonna be one section category that I'm gonna talk about separately into one of these. So it's going to be like a little part 4 kind of thing. It's going to be kind of like... I'll tell you after the 3rd part of my drawings that I posted on YouTube for the drawing challenge. So favorite out of all of these, I have to say the last one that I did, the dream. I loved this one. Whenever I drew it on the paper, it was great. But whenever I did it on digital, I thought it was even better. With the clouds and the different colors, I thought it was great. Okay, so I hope I can upload another episode next week of part 2. So stay tuned. If you have any more questions, put them below. And I will see you then. I'm going to go to bed. Good night.